Welcome to math class. We are continuing on in Math 10. We are looking at area of circles now. Um, Area, just like all the stuff we've covered before, triangles, quadrilaterals, squares and rectangles, yada yada, we have a formula to use. It's very, very simple. All we have to do is find out what information we have from the problem in front of us and plug it into our formula. So what we're looking for here is they want us to calculate the area of a circle. That is my formula. What I need, though, is a radius. The radius, as we've already talked about previously, is exactly half of the diameter. Okay. In this question, they make it nice and easy. They give us the radius, so I can just plug it in. So now I have pi times r, which is 12 squared. Now what this means is, as we know from our order of operations, I cannot be multiplying my pi times 12 until after I've dealt with my exponent. So what I'm going to do here is 12 squared is 144. So what I have to do here is now pull up my calculator. Now 144 times pi, there's my symbol for pi way over here, is going to equal 452 point, oh, I forgot to see what it was. Let's say 39. And our unit is inches, and we are inches squared. Let's go ahead and check out our answer for that one. Oh, we lost it some. Okay. So what happened here, and this is an important thing to remember, is I used all of the digits of pi. Right? When we pulled up our calculator, when I punched it in, I punched a pi and I got all of those extra digits. But what happened here is they decided to just substitute 3.14 instead of pi. So if I pull up my calculator again here, oh, I already closed it. And I do the same steps again. So I'm going to go 12 times 12 equals. Now instead of timesing it by the symbol pi, I'm going to times it times 3.14. What do I get? 452.16. This is why it's going to be very important to determine whether or not you're going to be using the short version of pi or the actual symbol of pi. You will often have to read certain questions very carefully to figure out what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and look at another example here. What happens if we have to calculate the area of a circle, but they give us the diameter? So in this one, the diameter is the width across a circle. So we know that our diameter here is 14 inches. My radius is half of my diameter, which equals 7 inches. So if I go back to my formula here, A equals, let's look at it up from the top, pi r squared. Pi r squared equals pi times 7 squared equals pi times 49. Pull out my calculator. I am still going to continue using the full symbol of pi because it's a good habit to get into and it's a more accurate answer. So I know that 7 squared is 49 times pi equals, for my answer, I'm going to get 153. Keep letting it drop. 0.9, looks like that was 94. 0.9, yeah, 94. Let's go ahead and check our answer here. 153.86, so pretty close. I'm going to extend this down so I don't keep getting bumped. Once again, 0.86 instead of 0.94. If you would have used 3.14 instead of pi, then you're going to get, then you're going to get 86 instead. But what happens, so remember, before we move on to the next one, anytime they give us the full width of the circle, I need to figure out exactly what half of it is going to be before I can use this particular formula. What happens if my circle is not whole? So how do I deal with a circle that isn't complete? Right? So what I have to figure out first is, what is my formula for area of a circle, right? Area of the quadrant. What that means is part of the circle. Quad means 4. This section here is 1 out of 4 pieces of the circle. Keep that in mind because it's going to become important very soon. Now, this is a curved circle, so I know that, I'm going to go ahead and erase that. I know that I'm going to still be using my same formula from up here. So I'm going to start plugging things in. I know my radius is 13 centimeters, so I'm going to go pi times 13 squared equals, I think 13 squared is 169, but I could be wrong. It is 169. So equals pi times 169. My final answer here, or sorry, not my final answer, times pi equals, let me go ahead and close that one. So my total is going to be, 530.93. This is the area of the imaginary complete circle that we don't actually have. Remember, we have 1/4 of the circle. So I'm simply going to multiply this 530.93. I'm going to write this a little bit neater. Right? So 530.93 times 1/4. I know that 1/4 is the same as 0.25. So I'm going to go ahead and use that in my calculator when I calc this out. So I'm going to multiply by 0.25. My final answer for this question is 132.73. So if I check my answer, 132.7. Perfect. Yay. So remember, anytime you have part of a circle, you're going to be multiplying whatever that fraction is times your, times your total circle area. One thing to keep in mind, there are 360 degrees in a circle. If they give you a situation where, let's say, they don't tell you that it's a quadrant and instead they simply put something like 120 degrees in here, I still just want to make this same fraction. 120 over 360. I'm going to reduce that down and then I can multiply that by my total area. All right, that's it for area of circles. I'm just going to sign off. See you tomorrow in math class.